So it's August 2025, and I have finally achieved, it's around about the end of the month, and I have finally achieved the thing which I've been trying to achieve for the last 3.5 years that I've been on self-improvement, and since I've learned about monk mode. Basically, that thing which I've been trying to achieve was getting to this point where my life is absolutely 100% perfectly aligned towards this dopamine detox monk mode way of living, which includes cutting off your entire social life, destroying it, and literally just spending all day, every day at home doing productive habits. And what I ended up realizing after achieving this, finally achieving this perfect 100% dopamine detox, right, was that it just made me lonely and depressed. And so instantly after that, once I realized that actually this type of living, this way of living with this perfect kind of, what would traditionally, when you look at the whole self improvement community and stuff, be seen as like super high level David Goggins, super high level David Goggins productive way of living that's gonna get you to turn into a millionaire in a year. I just realized that it's not really sustainable, at least for me. Real quick, if you want to improve your communication skills, check out first link in the description. So the first thing that I started doing, which was very kind of logical, right, was I just started inviting friends over again. I started being the initiator because up to that point, before I went into that full monk mode, I was constantly getting invited. And you might be in the same situation right now, or maybe you've been in the same situation before you destroyed your social life as well. You get invited by lots of different groups of people to lots of different places. One day you're getting invited to go get a cup of coffee. One day you're getting invited to go to for a walk in the park. One day for a workout. One day it's to the club. One day it's to the pub. One day it's going to a road trip, right? You're constantly getting invited, and it's easy to be social. And it's easy to always have someone to hang out with. But once you stop, because the whole essence of, destroying your social life is when people invite you, you say, I can't come. And you always say it again and again until they stop inviting you. So now you've gotten to this point where no one invites you anymore. And if you want to revive your social life, you have to become the initiator. So you just basically start inviting people to the same things that they invited you. If there was always some guy or group of friends who would invite you to go drink a cup of coffee, now you start inviting them over. Maybe there's a group of friends who you invite to the club. Maybe you invite some guy to hit a workout in the gym. We start inviting people over and over again, and of course, some of them are kind of gonna be mad. Some of them are gonna be like, no, because you rejected them before, they're gonna reject you now. But most of them are just gonna be chilling, gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, let's go hang out. You start doing this, you start picking up momentum, and eventually, very quickly, you will get back to that point of going out very often and being social. But now you will at least have the knowledge, or at least this is what happened in my case, you will at least have the kind of perspective and knowledge of what life is truly like when you completely delete any social interaction from it. And also, one thing to kind of also, if you're kind of on this path where you're trying to destroy your social life, you're trying to become, more kind of low down when it comes to being social because you're trying to be productive, if you're at least similar to me, and this ends up being a bad, you know, thing to do for you, it ends up leading you to kind of live in a worse life. One thing I want you to kind of understand is that a big reason, at least, that I ended up going and doing what I did was because of the fact that I really didn't like the fact that when I would go out, I would be sacrificing time, health, sleep, money, my dopamine would be getting spiked. These were all things which I was looking at, which were clearly negatives, right? If I stay home, I can get better sleep, I can save some money, I can, I'm not gonna be eating any junk food, I'm gonna be more productive. And all in all, in my head, it seemed perfect until I realized that these sacrifices of health, money, time are the price that you pay in order to maintain your mental health at a high level. And the way that you maintain your mental health at a high level is by going out and being social, spending time around other people. This is the essence of being a human. We are social creatures, and when you remove yourself from a social space, from other people, it's unnatural and it's not gonna lead to any good results. So instead of focusing on this kind of monk mode where you're grinding on some business or your fitness or on your mental health, whatever, try to just include this one extra part of it that you're, or one extra part of your life which you're trying to improve in it, and that part is social skills. Just add social skills to your monk mode routine, and instantly you solve this entire problem. And not only that, you also improve your social skills. You become more confident. The way that you do this is by just going out, speaking to more people, learning about this topic, by watching YouTubers such as myself. You can check out other videos, by reading books, by paying for courses such as the one you can find in the description. You take the information, you use it when speaking to strangers, especially strangers, but also your friends, and you improve your social skills, you improve your mental health, you become generally happier, and again, you become more full as an entire person, because the social aspect of life is just one of the major parts that you can't really ignore. If you ignore it, nothing good is really going to come out of it. Even if you can spend your time and your days at home without really getting depressed and lonely, you're going to have to leave the house eventually. And when you do, and you'll spend the last 6 months inside not speaking to anyone, you're going to notice you have a lot of anxiety, you have a lot of stress, you're weird, you can't speak to people, and especially you cannot speak to girls. And this is very bad and something that you do not want you to get yourself into. If you want to improve your communication skills at a very quick pace and you want to do it very easily and simply, you can check out the first link in the description, which will take you to my course, which is where I have put the absolute best information that I have learned in the last 3.5 years that I have been studying this topic. You will find the absolute best information, sorted out, put in this nice format, which will make it super easy for you to improve your communication skills, social skills, confidence, mental health, everything in a very short amount of time. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll find a lot of value in this video right here. Click on the subscribe button and do the work.